Good morning, friends. Welcome back, all of you, in my video. In this video, once again, a similar pattern will be starting very soon. Let's see, discuss about some various questions from various section of the subjects, and I would simply say this is a good range of question, good concept about it, and I would discuss something of answer. So let's start. First question about Bhitri pillar inscription is related to A. Skandgupt, B. Samundragupt, Vikramaditya, Chandragupta प्रथम. फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज सिंपल क्वेश्चन. भीतरी स्तंभ लेख किससे जुड़ा हुआ है? आई थिंक यू गॉट द आंसर. यस, इट इज स्कंदगुप्त इज द राइट आंसर. लेट्स सी समथिंग अबाउट इट. Bhitri pillar inscription of Skandgupt was discovered in Bhitri, Saidpur, Gazipur, Uttar Pradesh and dates to the reign of Gupta Empire ruler Skandgupta. Among the other things, the inscription is extremely important in understanding the chronology of the various Gupta rulers. It also mentioned the conflicts between Skandgupt and Pushyamitra as well as the Huns. Next question. Consider the following statements. He began his career and spent most of his adult life in the court and patronage of the Hindu king of Reba, Raja Ramchandra Singh. Akbar considered him as a Navratna, 9 jewels, and gave him the title Mia. He is remembered for his epic Dhrupad composition, creating several new rags. Above statement refer to Swami Haridas, Ali Khan Garori, Ramdas, and Tansen. This is also okay. Right answer. I think you got D is the right answer. Tansen. He was a prominent figure of Hinduism. Hindustani classical music. He began his career and spent most of his adult life in the court and patronage of Hindu king Reba, Raja Ramchandra Singh, where Tansen musical abilities and studies gained widespread fame. This reputation brought him to the attention of the Mughal Empire Akbar, who sent messenger to Raja Ramchandra Singh requesting Tansen to join the musician at the Mughal court. Akbar considered him as Navratna and gave him title Mia, an honorific meaning a learned man, सीखा हुआ जानकार व इंसान. Tansen is remembered for his epic Dhrupad composition, creating several new rags, as well as for writing 2 classical books on music, Sri Ganesh Sutra and Sangita Sara. Next question. Maulana Azad established modern Anglo-Oriental college. Kuka movement in Punjab aimed at purifying the Sikh religion by removing all the abuses, superstitions, and ill practices. Which of the above statement are correct? Let's see. I think this is the simple question. 2 is the absolutely right answer. B, only B. सर सैयद अहमद खान, जिन्होंने मोहम्मद एंग्लो ओरिएंटल कॉलेज की स्थापना की, जो आगे चलकर अलीगढ़ विश्वविद्यालय भी बना. लेट्स सी समथिंग अबाउट क्वेश्चन नंबर 4. कंसिडर द फ्लोइंग स्टेटमेंट रिगार्डिंग ट्रीटी ऑफ सालाबाई. सालाबाई की संधि. ट्रीटी ऑफ सालाबाई वाज साइंड बिटवीन मराठा एंड द ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी. British recognized the territorial claims of Mahadji Sindhe in the west of Yamuna River. Third, Raghunath Rao was free and pension was fixed for him. Think about it. Which is correct statement? Okay. I think you got the answer. D is the right answer. 1, 2, 3 absolutely correct about Salwai Sandhi. Treaty of Salwai was signed between Maratha and the British East India Company. ट्रीटी के अनुसार ब्रिटिश एक्नोलेज माधवराव द्वितीय नारायण एज ए पेशवा ऑफ मराठा एम्पायर. ब्रिटिश रिकॉग्नाइज द टेरिटोरियल क्लेम्स ऑफ माधवजी शिंदे इन द वेस्ट ऑफ यमुना रिवर. रघुनाथ राव was freed and a pension was fixed for them. British East India Company got the control over the Salt Stay. British promised to support Maratha in the case of attack Hyder Ali of Mysore and retake the territories of Karnataka. In summary, the Treaty of Salwai was the outcome of the First Anglo-Maratha War, maintained the status quo. Gujarat was restored to Maratha and only Salsette with the Elephanta and 2 other small islands in Bombay harbour was retained by the English. Fifth question on screen. During the colonial period in India, what was the purpose of the Whitley Commission? Whitley Commission to review the fitness of India for further political reforms, to report on existing condition of labor and to make recommendation, to draw up a plan for financial reforms for India, to develop a comprehensive scheme for civil service in India. Whitley Commission for reporting about it, what it is. I think you got the answer. B is the absolutely right answer. Let's see something about it. Royal Commission on Labor or Whitley Commission. Royal Commission on Whitley Commission is similar. On the labor was set up in 1929 to inquiry about the existing condition of the labor in industrial undertaking and the plantation in India. Next question. What purposes does the Constitution of Nation necessarily serve? It may allow better coordination in the nation among us individuals. It helps to define the formal decision making process in a society. It allows the people to ban autocratic or autocracy and adopt democracy. आंसर आपके स्क्रीन के सामने ये रहे और आप सोचिए इस पर. Okay, I think you got the answer. 1 and 2 is absolutely correct statement because third is not absolutely always right. Function of a constitution is to provide a set of public basic rules that allow for minimal coordination amongst the members of the society. Specify who has the power to make decision in a society. It decide how the government will be constituted. Set some limit on the governments and can impose on citizens also. These limits are fundamental in this sense that government may never trespass them, enable the government to fulfill the aspiration of the society and create a condition for the just society. Ensure that a dominant group does not use its power against other less powerful group or people. Every society is prone to this tyranny of the majority. The constitutional usually contains rules that ensure the minorities are not excluded from anything that is routinely available to the majority. A constitution does not always specify for a democracy. Consider the following question regarding the constitutional provision for the reservation of the seats of SC, STs. Reservation of seats for SC or ST in Lok Sabha and State Legislative Assembly are provided on the basis of their population ratio. There is no bar on SC, ST candidates contesting from general seats. Okay, I think you got the answer. C is the right answer. Both are statement correct. Reservation के बारे में दोनों कथन सही है. According to the Article 330 of the Constitution, allocation of seats for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in Lok Sabha are made on the basis of the proportion of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in the state concerned to that of the total population. Also, the member of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes is not debarred from contesting a general non-reserved seats. Question number 3. Criteria followed for a specification of a community as scheduled tribe are: number 1, indication of primitive traits, distinct culture, geographical isolation, shyness of contact with the community at large. I think this is the simple question, but you have to think about it without worry about it. I think this is the simple. I think you got the answer. Yes, of course. D is the absolutely correct statement. 1, 2, 3, 4. Criteria followed for a specification of a community as a scheduled tribes are: indication of primitive traits, distinct culture, geographical isolation, shyness of the contact with the community at large, and backwardness. However, these criteria are not spelled out in the Constitution. संविधान में ऐसा कोई जिक्र नहीं है. Consider the following statement. Legislative Council of a state in India can be larger in size than the half of the Legislative Assembly of that particular state. The governor of the state nominates the chairman of the Legislative Council of the particular state. Which above our statement is incorrect? Absolutely got the answer, I think. Yes, because this question could be asked already asked in some of the examinations. So C is the right answer. Both are incorrect statement. Maximum strength of the council is fixed at 1/3 of the total strength of the assembly, and the minimum strength is fixed 40, with some exceptions. The chairman of the legislative council is elected by the council itself from amongst its members. Question number 5. Consider the following statement regarding the 10% reservation in the government jobs and educational institution for a community for economically weaker section, about who Center has no role in deciding the reservation policy of state government. Number 1, state governments are free to decide whether to implement 10% quota for EWS in state government jobs and admission to state government educational institution. Which are above statement are correct? Okay, once again, C is the right answer. Both 1 and 2 are statement is absolutely correct about EWS. Let's say something about it. Whether or not to provide reservation of the economically weaker section in appointment to the state government jobs or admission the state government education institution as per the provisions of newly inserted articles 15 subclause 6 and 16 subclause 6 of the constitution is to be decided by the state government concerned, and as the center said, the center said its Department of Social Justice and Empowerment has no role in the deciding the reservation policy of any state government. As for the notification issued by the Department of Personnel and Training January 19, 2019, person whose family has gross annual income below 8 lakh are identified as those belonging to economically weaker section. It is said that 10% reservation law was enacted to promote the welfare of the poor not covered by the 50% reservation policy for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes and socially educationally backward classes. Next question. Which of the following pair are correctly matched? Let's see. Cyclical slowdown. It is a period lean economic activity that occurs at regular intervals. Or structural slowdown. It is more deep-rooted phenomenon that lasts over a long term. Let's see. Answer here. Think about it. Okay. I think you got the answer. C is absolutely correct statement. 1 and 2 are both the good and correctly matched. Let's see something about it. Cyclic slowdown is a period of lean economic activity that occur at regular intervals. Such slowdown lasts over the short to medium term and are based on changes in the business cycle. Generally, interim fiscal and monetary measures, temporary recapitalization of credit markets, and need-based regulatory changes are required to revive the economic. But what are the structural slowdown? Structural slowdown, on the other hand, is more deep-rooted phenomenon that occurs due to a one-off shift from an existing paradigm. The changes which last over a long term are driven by the disruptive technology, changing demographics, and change in consumers' behavior. That's why there is concern about slowdown, structural slowdown. Next question, which of the following best describe the term middle income trap? Countries deliberately in middle income trap levels so as to receive the benefits from the WTO, rapidly growing economics stagnating at the middle income levels and failing to graduate into the rank of the high income countries that are in the middle income level since the formation of WTO and not moving up to the higher income category. None of the above. Okay, I think you got the answer. Yes or no? Let's see. B is the right answer. Of course, B is the right. Rapidly growing economies stagnating at the middle income levels and failing to graduate into the rank of the high income countries. Yeah, an irony about middle income countries is that many of them are not moving up to the higher income category. The situation of falling at the middle income trap or middle income level is called the middle income trap by economists. Middle income trap is the phenomenon of hereto rapidly growing economics stagnating at the middle income levels and failing to graduate into the rank of the high income countries. At the same time, many other countries have made significant progress through the industrialization. They were able to expand the national income and thus the per capita income. Economic Survey 2018 Volume 1 makes the theoretical explanation and theoretical examination of India facing a late convergence stall and risk of the fall into the middle income trap. Let's see number question 3. Consider the following statement regarding the gross value added GVA and gross domestic product GDP. Gross value added is a measure of the total output and income in the economic. GVA is sector specific, while GDP is calculated by the summation of the GDPA of all sectors of an economic with the taxes added and subsidies are deducted. While GBA gives a picture of a state of economic activity from the consumer side or demand perspective, GDP gives the picture from the producer side and supply sides, which are correct statement about above. Okay, I think you got the answer because third is absolutely incorrect, so you can easily eliminate it. 1 and 2 is the right answer because you know third is just flip the question, flip the answer. What is the gross value added? GVA. Simply, it is a measure of the total output and income in the economic. It provides the rupee value for the amount of goods and service produced in the economic after the deducting the cost of inputs and raw materials that have gone into the production of those goods and services. It also gives the sector specific picture like what is the growth in an area, industry or sector of economic. GVA is a sector specific while GDP is calculated the summation of the GVA for all sector of an economic with the taxes and subsidies are deducted. While GBA gives a picture of the state of economic activity from the producer sides and supply side, the GDPA gives the picture from the consumer sides or demand side. Both measure need not match because of the different treatment of net taxes. A sector-wise breakdown provided by the GBA measure can better help to policymakers to decide which sector need incentivize or incentives, stimulus or vice versa. Which of the following statement or following measure is an example of expansionary policy, fiscal policy? Decrease tax rate, increase in pension, increase in unemployment compensation, increase in tax rate. I think this is the simple question once again. Because you know fourth is absolutely incorrect. You can easily eliminate 2 and 3 all are of course and 1, 2 and 3 is the right answer. So expansion policy, expansionary is a macroeconomic policy that seeks to encourage economic growth or combat inflationary policy of price increase by expanding the money supply, lowering the interest rate, increasing government spending, cutting taxes. Increasing the tax rate is not example of expansionary fiscal policy. Question number 12. If the rupee is devalued against the foreign currency, it may lead to, अगर रुपया का वैल्यू गिर गया फॉरेन करेंसी के रिस्पेक्ट में तो क्या होगा? ए हायर कैश रिजर्व इन द बैंकिंग सिस्टम, इंक्रीज in the inflow of foreign exchange, greater export and lesser imports, and select the answer code. I think this is also once again simple question, because you know about the devaluation of rupee. If you have a good concept about devaluation, depreciation, appreciation, then you can easily calculate yourself which is the right answer, because you know increase in the inflow of foreign exchange, is it right or not? I think this is the hints. Okay, I think time is above. B 2 and 3 is the right statement, because you know higher case reserve ratio is the banking system is not related about foreign currency or devalued against the foreign currency. Rupee is devalued, it becomes cheaper for the other country residents, so they demand greater Indian goods. Export to बढ़ जाएगा, import घट जाएगा. Reverse happens for us, we demand lesser imports because we have to be costlier cost in the Indian currency. Third leads to the statement inflow of foreign exchange. Of course, there is another channel for this flow, with the greater FDI or FFI. A foreign investor, Indian securities or land or labor would become cheaper, and there is thus an incentive to the invest in India. तो इन्वेस्ट कीजिए इंडिया में. क्या consider the following statement regarding UN Environment Program. UNEP, United Nations Environment Program, is a leading global environmental authority that sets the global environmental agenda and promotes the implementation of the environmental dimension of the sustainable development within the United Nations systems. Okay, United Nations General Assembly is the UNEP's governing body. Okay, UNEP इमिशन गैप रिपोर्ट निकालता है 2019 में, इसी के द्वारा निकाला गया. क्या सही है कि नहीं बताइए? इमिशन गैप रिपोर्ट चलिए इसका 2 तो पहले छाटिए और पता कर दिए सही आंसर. बी इज द राइट आंसर, बिकॉज यू नो इट्स नॉट अ बॉडी ऑफ यूएन. UN Environment Program launched its 10th edition of Emission Gap Report 2019. United Nations Environment Program is a leading global environment authority that sets the global environmental agenda, promotes coherent implementation of the environmental dimension of sustainable development within the United Nations system, and serves as an authoritative advocate for the global environment. Its mission is to provide leadership and encourage partnership in caring of environment by inspiring, informing, and enabling nations and peoples to improve their quality of life without compromising that the future of the generation. United Nations Environment Program Assembly is a governing body of UNEP. United Nations Environment Assembly is a governing body of UNEP, not the UN. Headquarters is in Nairobi, Kenya. It depends on voluntary contribution for 95% of its funding. Next question on the screen. United Nations Environment Program UNEP hosts the secretariat of many multilateral environment agreement and research bodies. This includes here the Convention on the International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, that means CITES, Convention of Migratory Species, the CMS, Bamko Convention, Tehran Convention. Which are correct statement? This is tough question, so think about it. Okay, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 is the right answer. Let's see about it. Okay, UNEP has host the secretariats of many critical multilateral environment agreements and research bodies, bringing together nations and develop our environmental community to tackle the greatest challenges of our time. This includes number 1, Convention on Biological Diversity, CBD, Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora, that means CITES, Minamata Convention on Mercury, Basel, Rotterdam, Stockholm Convention, Vienna Convention for Protection of Ozone Layer and Montreal Protocol, and Convention of Migratory Species CMS, Carpathia Convention, that is sub-regional treaty for the foster sustainable डेवलपमेंट एंड प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ द कारपेंथिया रीजन, यूरोप्स लार्जेस्ट माउंटेन रेंज है. बामको कन्वेंशन, दैट्स अ ट्रीटी ऑफ अफ्रीकन नेशन प्रोहिबिटिंग the import into the Africa and hazardous waste, and Tehran Convention, protection of marine environment of the Caspian Sea. Okay, let's see next question. Consider the following statement regarding permafrost. Permafrost is any ground that remain completely frozen for the least 2 months. They are the most common in region with the high mountain and Earth's higher latitude. There are approximately twice as much as carbon in permafrost than is currently in the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, I think you can easily eliminate 1 and got the answer. 2 and 3 is the right answer, because ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि permafrost केवल रिमेन्स 2 महीने के लिए जमा रहता है, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Let's see something about it. Permafrost is any ground that remains completely frozen 0 degree Celsius या colder for at least 2 years, not 2 months straight. These permanently frozen grounds are the most common in the region with the high mountains and the Earth's higher latitudes near the north and south poles. Permafrost covers a large region of the Earth. Almost a quarter of the land area in the northern hemisphere has permafrost underneath. Although the ground is frozen, permafrost regions are not always covered in snow. It can also be located in the southern hemisphere also, just on the mountain tops. Permafrost frequently occurs in the ground ice, but it also can be presented in non-porous bedrock. Permafrost is formed from ice holding all different sorts of soils, sand, rock combination together. There is approximately twice as much as carbon in permafrost than in the currently in the Earth atmosphere. जितना वायुमंडल में नहीं है उसके दो गुना इसमें कार्बन जमा हुआ है permafrost में. Which of the following microorganism is used as a biofertilizer? Number 1, Rhizobium, Azospirillum, Azotobacter, Mycorrhiza. Options here. Biofertilizer. I think this is simple. Don't confuse it. Simple answer 1, 2, 3, 4. Biofertilizer is a substance which contains living microorganism which when applied colonize the rhizosphere or interior of the planet and promotes the growth by increasing the supply or availability of primary nutrients to the host plant. There are 5 biofertilizer: Rhizobium, Azotobacter, Azospirillum, phosphate, solubilizing bacteria and Mycorrhiza, which have been incorporated in India's Fertilizer Control Order FCO 1985. Rhizobium, Azotobacter, Azospirillum and blue-green algae have been traditionally used as a biofertilizer. Blue-green algae such as Nostoc, Anabena, Toliforthrix, Ulsoria fix atmospheric nitrogen. 5th question on screen. What are the sources that aid nitrogen oxides into the atmosphere? Number 1, bacteria living in soil, reaction of ultraviolet radiation with ozone, lighting strokes. नाइट्रस ऑक्साइड एटमॉस्फेयर में कैसे आता है, कैसे जुड़ता है? Okay, I think you got. Absolutely 2 is absolutely wrong statement, so B is the right answer. Nitrous oxide emission occur naturally through many sources associated with nitrogen cycle, which is a natural circulation of nitrogen among the atmosphere, plants, animals and microorganisms that live in the soil and water. Nitrous oxide is actually removed from the atmosphere when it is absorbed by certain types of bacteria or destroyed by ultraviolet radiation or chemical reaction. Natural source of nitrogen oxides occur from a lightning stroke. The very high temperature is the vicinity of lightning bolts causes and gases oxygen and nitrogen into the air to react form nitric oxide. Nitric oxide very quickly reacts with the more oxygen to form nitrogen oxide. Next question on the screen. Consider the following statement regarding Sanchi Stupa. Sanchi Stupa is one of the oldest structure in India and was commissioned in 3rd century BCE by Ashoka. Sanchi Stupa has many beautiful sculpture and mural paintings. Buddhist monuments at Sanchi were the first site from India to be listed as UNESCO World Heritage Site. Okay, this is simple question. I think you will be easily eliminated. Let's see, you can or not. 3 is absolutely incorrect, so you can, and 2 is also right. Only 1 is the right. सांची स्तूप में कोई ऐसा ब्यूटीफुल स्कल्पचर नहीं है, मुराल पेंटिंग तो है नहीं. Sanchi Stupa is one of the oldest structure in India and was commissioned in 3rd century BCE by Emperor Ashoka. Sanchi Stupa has many beautiful sculpture but not mural paintings. Okay, mural paintings में नहीं बना हुआ. Buddhist monuments at Sanchi were enlisted as UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1989. इससे पहले आगरा फोर्ट और अजंता केव्स को मिल चुका था, इसलिए ये दूसरा नंबर और तीसरे में आएगा, ना कि पहला नंबर में. Consider the following statement regarding Amravati School of Art. Amravati School of Art flourished in the region of Andhra Pradesh between the lower valleys of river Krishna and Godavari. The main patrons of this art form were Satavahanas. An important characteristics of Amravati School is the narrative art. Okay, think about it. An option here. Okay, I think you got the answer. 1, 2 and 3 are all absolutely correct about Amravati style. Amravati School of Art flourished in the region of Andhra Pradesh between the lower valleys of Krishna River and Godavari. The main patrons of the art form were the Satavahana, but it was later patronized by their successor Ichwaku rulers. This art is said to be have flourished between 150 BC to 350 AD. All important characteristics of Amravati school is the narrative art. The medallions were carved in such a manner that they depict an ancient in a natural way. For example, one medallion depicts the whole story of taming of an elephant by the Buddha. There is a prominence of human figures rather than the figure drawn from nature. Next question. A sculpture of Vara or boar incarnation of Vishnu is found where? It's a Mandapeshwar caves, Nasik caves, Junagadh caves, Udayagiri caves. Vara avatar. Okay, I think you got or not got, please tell me. It's a D is the right answer, Udayagiri caves. Udayagiri caves, not to be confused by Udayagiri Khandgiri caves in Odisha. Odisha में भी है Udayagiri Khandgiri, but you don't confuse Udayagiri caves which is located in Vidisha, मध्य प्रदेश. विदिशा और मध्य प्रदेश में जो उदयगिरी केव्स है वो 5वीं सदी के दरमियान बनाया गया था और ये पैट्रोनेज किया गया था चंद्रगुप्त द्वितीय के द्वारा. इट इज़ ए फेमस फॉर हैविंग न्यूमरस स्कल्पचर ऑन द व्हील्स ऑन हिज वॉल्स. Sculpture of Bara or boar incarnation of Vishnu is a notable one. Udayagiri caves. Vetti and Kadamai, whose reference was found in Chola inscription, are dance form, kind of taxes, famous artist, none of the above. Vetti and Kadamai. What is this? I think this is the tax, kind of taxes, Vetti. Inscription of Cholas who ruled in Tamil Nadu refer to more than 400 terms for different kinds of taxes. The most frequently mentioned tax is Vetti, taken not in case but in the form of forced labor, and Kadamai or land revenue. There were also tax on thatching the houses, use the ladder to climb the palm trees, cess on succession to the family property. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, नासिक इंस्क्रिप्शन रिकॉर्ड्स द अचीवमेंट्स ऑफ विच ऑफ द फ्लोइंग किंग्स। नासिक इंस्क्रिप्शन में किसकी जानकारी मिलती है? पुष्यमित्र शुंग, गौतमीपुत्र सतकर्णी, सिन्नाहपना, रुद्रसेन प्रथम। नासिक इंस्क्रिप्शन, थिंक अबाउट इट। ओके, बी इज द राइट आंसर, गौतमीपुत्र सतकर्णी इंस्क्रिप्शन। greatest ruler of Satavahana dynasty was गौतमीपुत्र सतकर्णी। he ruled a period 24 साल, 106 एडी से लेकर 130 एडी तक। his achievements were recorded in the Nasik inscription by his mother Gautami Balasari. गौतमीपुत्र सतकर्णी captured the whole of the Deccan and expanded his empire. His victory over Nagpana, the ruler of Malwa, was remarkable. He patronized Brahmanism, and he also gave donation to the Buddhist. Next question, Punjab Hindu Sabha, founded in 1909, was instrumental in spreading communalism. First session of All India Hindu Mahasabha was held under the presidency of Maharaja of Travancore in April 1915, which is the correct statement about. Okay, I think you got the answer or not. A is absolutely correct statement. Punjab Hindu Sabha, founded under the leader UN Mukherjee and Lal Chand in 1909, laid the foundation of Hindu communal ideology and politics. First session of All India Hindu Mahasabha was held under the presidency of Maharaja of Kasim Bajar in April 1915. Consider the following statement regarding Pitt's India Act 1784. Pitt's India Act was also known as Act of Settlement. It is established a system of double government. British government was given to the supreme control over the company's affair and it is administration in India. Which above statement is are correct? This is simple question because 1 is eliminated easily, so you can get the answer 2 and 3 because 1 is not absolutely incorrect statement, absolutely incorrect statement. A bid to rectify the defects of the Regulating Act 1773 के रेगुलेटिंग एक्ट में कुछ सुधार करने के लिए ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट के द्वारा एक अमेंडिंग एक्ट पास किया था 1781, जिसको कहा जाता है एक्ट ऑफ सेटलमेंट, ना कि 1784 को। उसके बाद जो आता है वो है पिट्स इंडिया एक्ट, जिसके कुछ प्रावधान इस प्रकार हैं। It distinguishes between the commercial and political function of the company. It allowed the court of directors to manage the commercial affairs, but created a new body called Board of Control to manage the political affairs. Thus, it established the system of double government. It empowered the Board of Controls to supervise and directs all the operation of the civil and military government or revenue of the British possession in India. Thus, this act was significant for two reasons. First, the company's territories in India were for the first time called British possession in India, and second, the British government was given the supreme control over the company's affair and its administration in India. Question number 3, those who joined Mughal service were enrolled as a mansabdar. Consider the following statements about them. It was a grading system to fix the rank and salary. Mansabdar is about it. Mansabdar was not supposed to have a military force. There was a practice of branding the horses of Mansabdar. Options here. Okay, I think 2 could be eliminated. So 1 and 3 is the right answer. C is the right answer. Mansabdar refers to mean an individual who holds a mansab, meaning position or rank. mansabdar का सीधा मतलब एक रैंक होता है. It was a grading system used by Mughals. नंबर 1 किस लिए? एक तो रैंक फिक्स करने के लिए, दूसरा सैलरी फिक्स करने के लिए, तीसरा मिलिट्री रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के लिए. रैंक एंड सैलरी वॉज डिटरमाइंड बाय द न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू ऑफ कोल्ड जाट. जो न्यूमेरिकल वैल्यू के आधार पर रैंक मिलता था उसको जाट कहते थे. द हायर द जाट, मोर द prestigious was the noble's position in the court and larger his salary. Mansabdar military's responsibilities required him to maintain a specified or number of sawar or cavalrymen. Mansabdar brought his cavalrymen for review, got them registered, their horses branded, and then received money to pay them as a salary. Consider the following statement. In Lucknow session, Congress accepted Muslim League's demands of separate electorate for Muslims. In Karachi session, Congress adopted a resolution on economic policy. I think this is a simple question once again. So I wouldn't like to give some more time because this is simple. C is the right statement because both the statements are right about it. Lucknow pact between the Congress and the Muslim League could be considered as an important event in the course of the nationalist struggle for freedom. The Congress accepted the Muslim League's position on a separate electorates at the Karachi session. 1931, two resolutions were adopted, one of the fundamental rights, another on the national economic program, which made the session particularly memorable. Fifth question. The aim of the Public Safety Bill 1928 was 1928 का जो पब्लिक सेफ्टी बिल बनाया था वो क्यों बनाया गया था? Regulate the manufacture, sale, possession and carrying of firearms, allow British subjects to be tried by the Indian judges, deport the foreigners suspected of propagating socialist and communist ideas, abolish oppressive social practices among the various religious groups. This is once again simple question for every student who study about public safety bill or history. C is the right answer because you know about that time of the भगत सिंह पब्लिक सेफ्टी बिल के कारण ही उन्होंने बम फेंक दिया था असेंबली पे. पब्लिक सेफ्टी बिल एम टू स्टॉप कम्युनिस्ट मूवमेंट इन इंडिया बाय कटिंग इट ऑफ फ्रॉम ब्रिटिश एंड फॉरेन कम्युनिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. इट कॉल्ड टू डिपोर्ट द फॉरेनर सस्पेक्टेड ऑफ प्रोपागेटिंग सोशलिस्ट एंड कम्युनिस्ट आइडियाज. Okay, enough in this video. I think we should over this, and I would simply say if you love this video, please share it, subscribe it, and finally give some comments about it. Where should I mistakes not easily, and where should I changing in my attitude, in my manner of teaching. If you love this video, please share it, subscribe it once again. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Goodbye.